course, now we begin another chapter, which is Production Possibilities Frontier Framework. Of course, in the previous chapter, chapter 1, in macroeconomics, we basically discussed various economic concepts such as scarcity, choice, opportunity cost, and other concepts. So here in this chapter, we're going to develop a graphical framework of analysis for understanding, these economic concepts and other also economic concepts, such as, scarcity, choice, opportunity cost, and others, of course, and other concepts such as comparative advantage, specializations and trade, and so on and so forth. So this framework that we're going to develop here is called Production Possibilities Frontier, which we're going to refer to it by PPF. Now, what actually do we mean when we say Production Possibility Frontier? It is the combination of two goods, combination of two goods that can be produced, of course, in a certain period of time under the conditions of a given state of technology and fully employed resources. So, it is a combination of two goods that can be produced under, certain conditions, which are within a certain period of time under conditions of a given state of technology and fully employed, resources. That the resources are not unemployed; they are fully employed. So this is what actually we mean by production possibility frontiers. As a matter of fact, production possibility frontiers give you the maximum of production of output. Okay. Now, of course, we have two types of PPF. We have a straight line PPF, which is characterized by a constant opportunity cost, and we have a concave downward or bowed outward PPF, which is characterized by increasing opportunity cost. So we're going to analyze both types of PPF. Let's start first with straight line PPF, which is characterized by constant opportunity cost. So here we give an example, to illustrate what actually constant opportunity cost means. Okay, now we said straight line PPF. Let's consider the following combinations of two goods, namely shoes and pens. Okay, now we have 5 combinations of shoes and pens. Okay, we start with 8 all the way to 0. When the economy produces the maximum output of shoes, it produces, of course, 8 shoes. It could be 8,000 shoes, it could be 8 million shoes, it could be 8 shoes, and of course, 0 pens. This means that when the economy devotes all its resources to the production of shoes, it produces the maximum amount of shoes, which is namely 8 shoes and 0 pens. However, if it decreases, or it, devotes some of its resources to the production of pens, then it produces 6 shoes and 2 pens. And so when it decreases the amount of resources devoted to the production of shoes, then the production of pens will increase. So now, when all the resources are devoted to the production of pens, then it produces 8 pens and 0 shoes. Now, let's take these numbers, these combinations, and draw them here. Of course, in this graph, as you can see, we put pens along the horizontal axis and shoes along the vertical axis. So we're talking about two combinations, two goods, one along the x-axis and the other one along the y-axis. So as you can see, it is straight line BBF. This is called PBF here. This is PBF. So as you can see, it is a straight line BBF. Now, here to illustrate, we said that when we have a straight line BBF, it means we have constant opportunity cost. Let us illustrate, what constant opportunity cost means. How we verify that this straight line BBF has constant opportunity cost. So, if the economy were to move from A to B, okay, what does the economy have to forfeit in terms of shoes to get, 2 bands? To move from A to B, remember, at A, the economy produces 8 shoes and 0 pens. At B, the economy produces what? 6 shoes and 2 pens. Where B stands for pens and S stands for shoes. So, what does the economy have to forfeit, have to neglect, have to forego, okay, in terms of shoes to get 2 bands? Of course, to produce 2 bands, of course, the economy forfeit 2 shoes. So, 2 bands, the economy to produce 2 shoes, to produce 2 shoes, the economy forfeits 2 bands. Okay? 2 bands. So what is which means that the opportunity cost of 2 shoes, the opportunity cost of 2 bands is 2 shoes. So opportunity cost of 2 bands equal 2 shoes. So what is the opportunity cost of 1 pen? This is 1 shoe. So opportunity cost of 1 pen equal 1 shoe. So here we're talking about here 1. As you move from A to B, the opportunity cost of producing 2 shoes is 2 bands. That is the opportunity cost of the opportunity cost of 2 bands is 2 shoes. That is the opportunity cost of 1 band is 1 shoe. Okay? 1 band, 1 shoe. What about if the economy were to move from B to C? If the economy were to move from B to C, what does the economy have to forfeit in terms of shoes to get 2 additional pens? Of course, it has to forfeit 2 shoes. So, moving from B to C, moving from B to C, the economy forfeits 2 shoes to produce 2 additional pens. Great. So the opportunity cost of 2 pens is equal to shoes. Or, in other words, the opportunity cost of 1 pen equal 1 shoe. So here that implies opportunity cost of 2 shoes equal 2 pens, or opportunity cost of 1 pen is equal 1 shoe, or the opportunity cost of 1 shoe, 1 pen, doesn't matter. The opportunity cost of 1 pen equal 1 shoe, or opportunity cost of 1 shoe equal 1 pen. Okay, that's from B to C. What about moving from C to D? Moving from C to D. From C to D, as you can see, at C, the economy produces what? At C, the economy, at C, the economy produces 4 shoes and 4 pens. At D, the economy produces 2 shoes and 6 pens. Okay? 2 shoes and 6 pens. Therefore, what does the economy have to forfeit in terms of shoes to produce 2 additional pens? It is 2 shoes. So, the opportunity cost of producing 2 pens is 2 shoes as you move from C to D. Therefore, the opportunity cost of moving from C to D, the opportunity cost is the opportunity cost of 1 pen is equal to 1 shoe as you move from what? From C to D. So we say here opportunity cost when moving from C to D is 1 pen equal 1 shoe. So the opportunity cost as you move from C to D, the opportunity cost is that 1 pen equal 1 shoe. Because as you move from C to D, D, what does the economy have to forfeit in terms of shoes to get 2 additional pens is 2 shoes. So that's why we say the opportunity cost of 2 pens equal to shoes. Okay, in other words, the opportunity cost of 1 pen is 1 shoe. 1 pen equal 1 shoe. The same thing can be said about when the economy were to move from D to E. As the economy moves from D to E, as you can see at D, the economy produces 2 shoes and 6 pens. At point E, the economy produces 0 shoes and 8 pens. Now, what does the economy have to forfeit in terms of shoes to get 2 additional pens? Is 2 shoes. So the opportunity cost of 2 pens equal 2 shoes. In other words, the opportunity cost of 1 pen equal 1 shoe. So as you can see, the opportunity cost is constant as you move from A to B, or B to C, or C to D, or D to E. That's why we say that a straight line BBF is characterized by a constant opportunity cost. Okay? So here you get 1, 1, 1, 1. The opportunity cost is the same as you move from A to B, or B to C, C to D, or D to E. That's why we have a straight line BBF. So always remember, a straight line BBF is characterized by constant opportunity cost. Okay, now we move to the second type of PPF, which is the concave downward or bowed outward PPF. Now, this concave downward PPF is characterized by an increasing opportunity cost. So let us illustrate what is meant by an increasing opportunity cost. Let's give this example over here. So consider the following data. You have combination A, B, C, D, E, F. Of course, at combination A, we have 50 mobiles, assuming that the company or the country is producing mobiles and books. So these are the 2 goods that the company is producing. Remember that always we have a trade-off. More production of mobiles, it means less production of, books, and so on and so forth. Therefore, we have 2 goods that are being produced, mobiles and books. So at combination A, we see that the company is producing the highest number of mobiles with nothing of books. Now, at combination B, the company producing 14 mobiles and 1 books. At combination C, the company producing 12 mobiles and 2 books. At combination D, the company producing 9 mobiles and 3 books. Now, if we move to combination E, the company is decreasing. It's now producing five mobiles and 4 books. So as you can see, mobiles, the production of mobiles is decreasing, while the production of books is increasing. At combination F, the company producing nothing of mobiles and producing the highest number of books, 5 books. Okay, now let's draw this, this data. These data are drawn here. As you can see, we have a concave downward BBF. So along the vertical axis, we put mobiles, and here books. Now, as you can see, the shape of the BBF depends on the opportunity cost. Whether if the opportunity costs are constant, as we have already seen that the BBF is a straight line, and when the opportunity costs are increasing, as we would see now, then you will expect the BBF to be concave downward, as you can see over here. And this is here over here, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Now let's basically illustrate this concept of increasing opportunity cost. Now, what does it mean to say that the opportunity cost increases? Now, at point A, as you can see, the company is producing 15 mobiles and 0 books. So at point A, combination A, 15 mobiles and 0 books. Now, at combination B, the company is producing what? At combination B, 14 mobiles and 1 book. What does the company forfeit in terms of mobiles to produce 1 book? Of course, to increase the production of books from 0 to 1, the company has to forfeit or has to give up or neglect one, of course, a mobile. So opportunity cost of moving from A to B is 1 mobile. 1 mobile. The same thing can be said. What does the company forfeit in terms of mobiles to produce 1 additional unit of books? So moving from B to C, at B, moving from B to C. At B, of course, the production is what? 14 mobiles and 14 and 1 book. At C, of course, at C, 12 mobiles and 2 books. So, moving from B to C, the opportunity cost, of course, as you move from B to C, what we expect? We see that an increase in the production of books from, of course, 1 to 2, and a decrease in the production, of course, of mobiles from 14 to 12. So, what does the company have to forfeit to produce 1 additional unit of books as you move from B to C is 2 mobiles. So opportunity cost of moving from B to C is to mobiles. Great. Now, what about moving from C to D? Of course, at C, as you can see, the company is producing 12 mobiles and 2 books. At C, 12 mobiles and 2 books. At D what? We have 9 mobiles and 3 books. So, moving from C to D, what we expect, an increase in the production of books and a decrease in the production of mobiles. So what does the company forfeit in terms of mobiles as it moves from C to D? Of course, as it moves from C to D, it forfeit what? 3 mobiles. And this is 3 mobiles is the opportunity cost of producing 1 additional unit of books. So opportunity cost is, of course, 3 mobiles. So as you can see, the opportunity cost as you move from A to B, B to C, C to D is increasing. From what? From 1 mobile, 2 mobiles, 3 mobiles. Of course, we're going to expect also an increase in the opportunity cost as we move from D to E and from E to E. From D to E, as you see at D, we have 9, of course, mobiles and 3 books. Now, at E, we have 5 mobiles and 4 books. So you can see that there is an increase in the production of books and a decrease in the production of mobiles. So the opportunity cost of increasing the production of books by 1 additional unit is what? From 9 to 5, which is 4, of course, 4 mobiles. So the opportunity cost of moving from D to E is 4 mobiles. So as you can see, the opportunity cost is increasing. The same thing when we move from E to F. So the opportunity cost as you move from E to F is what? Is 5 mobiles. So you have 5 mobiles, 4 mobiles, 3 mobiles, 2 mobiles, 1 mobile. So the opportunity cost as you move from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E is increasing. So that's, lead us to the law of increasing opportunity cost, which says that, for most goods, the opportunity cost increase as more of a good is produced. This is because people have varying abilities. So let's give an example. Actually, what we mean by an increasing opportunity cost. So, for instance, when usually highly skilled individuals, of course, have lower opportunity costs when they, work. Okay, they have lower opportunity costs than less skilled individuals. Let's give an example. Let's say when a farm tomato company starts picking up, tomatoes, it employs the most highly skilled tomato farmers, workers, Now, and these highly skilled tomato farmers, of course, they have lower opportunity costs. Okay? Now, when the company finds, starts picking up the tomato crops, of course, it employs or hires the most highly skilled workers or most highly skilled, tomato workers. Now, as the company, finds that it has already, as it progresses in the picking up of tomatoes, that it has, picked up more tomatoes, it finds that it has already employed the most skilled tomato workers. Now it must employ the less skilled tomato workers. And those less skilled tomato workers will, pick up, less tomatoes than the highly skilled individuals. For instance, whereas 5 skilled tomato farmers can pick up the equivalent of 100 box of tomatoes, it requires perhaps 10 or 15 less skilled individuals or less skilled tomato workers to pick up the equivalent of 100 tomato box. That's why, of course, less skilled individuals will have higher opportunity costs of producing than the most highly skilled individuals.